Close your eyes for 5 seconds. Imagine waking up in the middle of the night with your heart pounding. A clear voice echoes in the silence. Take your only son, the one you love, and sacrifice him as a burnt offering on the mountain I will show you. Genesis 22, verse 2. It's your son, the miracle you waited 25 years for, the laughter that filled your empty tent after so long without hope, God's promise finally fulfilled in your life. And now, that same knife that killed so many lambs is against his neck. Psychologically, it's a terrible conflict between fatherly love and obedience to God. The brain screams, "You're crazy." Instinct commands, "Protect your son." The heart bleeds, "My boy." Spiritually, God is not cruel. He tests the throne of your heart. Who truly rules, me or Isaac? The painful question is simple. If God asked this of you today, your child, your spouse, your career, your most precious dream, would you get up at 5 a.m. like Abraham did? Or would you say, "God, first explain it to me"? If something binds you more strongly than God binds you to himself, listen to the end, because Abraham reveals a powerful secret. Letting go of what we love most activates the "God will provide" that multiplies everything back twofold. At 6 a.m. in deadly silence, Abraham picks up the axe with trembling hands. Each blow on the wood echoes loudly in his chest. "This will burn my entire future." He saddles the donkey, calls his 2 faithful servants, and begins the 50-kilometer walk through the Judean desert. Genesis 22, verses 3 through 4. The human pain that no father in the world could understand, carrying on his back the firewood that will burn his own son, looking into his eyes knowing that in 72 hours you will be the executioner of your own promise. The brain collapses completely with cortisol at its peak, adrenaline pumping non-stop, the mind endlessly repeating the divine promise your descendants will be as numerous as the stars in the sky, while the heart screams desperately, "God has completely deceived me." But Abraham looks at his servants and says in a firm voice, "Stay here and wait, for I and the boy will return together." Genesis 22, verse 5. How could he say that? He believed in the resurrection, a faith that transcends all known human logic. Spiritually, God uses this moment to expose hidden idols. What hurts too much to let go of is precisely what controls your entire life. His modern-day Isaacs are clear. Quit that job that holds you back only out of fear of being left with nothing. Donate the entire tithe you save for the supposed just in case. Forgive from the heart those who destroyed you financially without looking back. Abraham climbs the mountain alone with Isaac, 37 years old, a man as strong as a bull who could easily flee, but climbs submissively, carrying his own firewood, as Christ would later do. He builds the altar with firm hands, binds his son, raises the knife shining in the sun. The air stops circulating. The whole world stops. Would you do that today? Journey 2. In the scorching desert without any shade, Isaac, completely innocent, breaks the heavy silence. "Father, I see the fire ready and the wood prepared, but where is the lamb for the sacrifice?" The answer that cuts the human soul like a razor. "God will provide the lamb, my son." His voice faltered mid-sentence, his eyes become moist and glistening. Abraham swallows hard and continues walking without stopping. Isaac blindly trusts his father, a powerful double lesson for both tested parents and children who need to trust. Psychologically, it is completely superhuman resilience, the father carrying his own death in his arms day after day, the boy smiling at his own executioner without knowing it. The inner silence screaming incessantly, "Did I hear God wrong? Will Sarah kill me when she finds out? Did God really fail me?" Every dry bush along the way becomes an irresistible urge to turn your back. Every stone in the desert represents a new doubt arising. But each time Abraham softly repeated, "God will provide," he cut deeper into the roots of human control. In practice, this happens even today. A sudden dismissal without any safety net is exactly God will provide the new job. A painful breakup without any desire for revenge is God will provide complete healing. Heavy grief without poisonous bitterness in the heart is God will provide perfect restoration. The brutal question remains, do you truly trust that God would provide if you asked for your most precious Isaac right now? Or does your God will provide have a practical expiration date of only 30 days? What is your current Isaac that needs to be released? Comment below, I need to release this specific area, and let's see God act together in real life. The summit of Mount Moriah is finally reached. The stone altar is carefully constructed. Isaac is completely bound upon the wood. Abraham raises the knife with both trembling hands.
Suddenly, an angel shouts loudly from the heavens, shaking everything. "Abraham, Abraham, do not touch the boy." Genesis 22:11. Abraham quickly looks back, and there it is, a perfect ram caught in the thorns right beside him. Abraham passes the most difficult test in history. He does not lose Isaac in any way. He gains an eternal oath directly from God. "Therefore I will greatly multiply your descendants as the stars of heaven." Genesis 22:17. Psychologically, it is the total climax of complete redemption. The trauma becomes a living testimony forever. The absolute terror becomes a profound peace, like dopamine flooding the brain. The altar of death becomes an altar of eternal victory. Spiritually, it is the perfect shadow of what Christ would do later. The Father giving his only Son out of love, the provision arriving precisely at the cross of Calvary. John 3:16. God never truly takes away. He only realigns everything to multiply abundantly. His modern altars follow the same exact pattern. A gigantic debt miraculously paid off on the 30th day. The prodigal son who disappears returning repentant to his home. An important door that opens at the 11th hour when everything seemed lost forever. Moriah was not a tragic end at all. It was the divine invitation to form an eternal nation, to generate the entire Jewish people, to prepare the way for the Messiah Savior. Do you understand the pattern now? Abraham left that mountain not only with his son in his hand, but carrying in his veins the future of kings, prophets, and Christ himself. Subscribe, turn on notifications, live the faith that climbs Moriah in the dark, because the God will provide dawn always surpasses the terror of midnight.